Shauna is in Michigan. Hi, Shauna. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay, so I just recently, with my husband, decided to listen to some of your principles that are tried and true. We have gotten our $1,000 in our savings account, and we're starting to work on our debt snowball.
Mm-hmm.
And I find myself quite overwhelmed. So my background, I'm actually a physician, and I paid for myself to get through my undergrad and medical school. And at that point, not blaming it on anyone, but didn't get great advice, was kind of told, take out the loans, you need money to live, and you're going to make enough money one day, you'll be able to pay these off. Well, I'm learning now that I've been out for 5 years that that's not necessarily the case. And I have $297,000 in just my student loan debt.
And you just lived on that?
Yeah, well, it started out at about 200, and over the years of deferment through residency, it's grown. And
so you're an MD for 5 years?
Yeah.
What do you make?
About $300,000 a year.
Did you say 300,000?
Yeah.
Okay. So why have you not paid your loans off?
I don't know. So we're also building a house, which we started that process.
Why? You're broke.
Before. I know. Well, my dad died unexpectedly about a year and a half ago, and he was really young, and it wasn't really the plan for me to kind of take over responsibility for my mom. But that's what happened, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. So why are you having to take over your mom? She can't take care of herself?
She's retired, and she has some rheumatological disorders and has some issues with movement. She's not to the point where she needs a caretaker, but we made a decision that we wanted to have her move in with us because we wanted somebody to be looking out for her. And we looked for a home where she could live with us that had a mother-in-law suite, and we couldn't find anything with a first level, mother-in-law suite. They were in the basement.
How long before the house is completed?
It will be completed in July.
Okay. And what did it cost?
$800,000.
For a mother-in-law suite?
We're building a brand new house. So we're going to be selling our current house, and we're building a house that...
Okay, and what will your current home bring?
Probably about $350,000.
Is it paid for?
No.
Of course not. What do you owe on it?
Around $200,000.
So you're barely going to get out of it?
Right.
So you're taking out an $800,000 mortgage?
Right.
For a mother-in-law suite?
And I'm paying, yeah.
So for $600,000, I think we could have found another way to take care of your mother. All right. Okay, does your husband work outside the home?
He does.
Good. What does he make?
He makes about $40,000 to $50,000 a year.
Okay. So you have a $350,000 income with an $800,000 mortgage and $297,000 in student loan debt. Did I get all that right?
Yeah.
That's when the smoke clears. Okay? Now, you have to decide if you're going to continue doing these things that aren't working. If I was your patient and I was behaving this way, you would box my ears. You would say, Dave, if you keep this up, you're going to kill yourself. If I was your patient and I was doing something contrary to every possible medical solution, correct?
Correct.
Dave, if you keep eating chocolate chips by the bushel, you're going to kill yourself. Dave, if you keep whatever it is, right? If you meet patients that are misbehaving in the care of themselves, and if they continue on that, you can look at them and say, you're going to kill yourself, can't you?
Yep.
That's
Definitely.
that's the conversation I'm having with you. Can you feel it?
Yep.
You have to stop. You make plenty of money, and you guys completely misbehave with it. And so you need to stop buying stuff and get on a beans and rice and beans, scorched earth budget. You are not a doctor. You are a broke doctor. You are over $1 million in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good news is you got a really big shovel. And as soon as your brain wraps itself around what you have to do to clean this mess up, you're going to mathematically be able to clean it up really quickly. But it is so far from the way you've been living for the most of your life that you're going to have to completely retrain your method of thinking, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're going to have to be extremely frugal, extremely intentional and thoughtful with every penny, and there is nothing else is going to be bought. I don't want to hear any other rationalizations in your life about buying something ever again. You guys have got to stop this. You should have been rid of the student loan debt, and of course you shouldn't have built this house. These are two, I mean, you should, easily with $350,000 income. If you just figured out something for your mom and stayed in that house for a little while, we could have cleaned this up really fast. As it is, this house is going to slow it down some, but I still think you can do it. I know you can do it mathematically. But you and your husband need to sit down and say, okay, we've been sleepwalking through this like we're a couple of zombies. And we're going to have to actually get our hands around this, make every one of these dollars behave. We're going to download the Every Dollar app and get in Financial Peace University. We're going to make every one of these dollars behave. Because $100,000 a year out of your income will clean this up pretty quick.